My life story and the life I will have and the life I've had so far. On July 3rd, 1996, me and my twin sister Maylani Johnson were born at the Beverly Hills Hospital, right around the corner from where my mother worked. On that day, she had two babies. My sister came out first, 16 minutes before me, and then me. I'm the one on the right that looks way cuter than the one on the left. Throughout the years, on my birthday, many memorable things have happened. In July 3rd, 2013, there was an execution of the Egyptian president by the military. A second event that happened in July 3rd, 2012, there was a brutal truck bombing that killed 25 people and wounded 40 in Iraq. Third event was in 7/3/2006 when an asteroid flew 432,308 kilometers by the Earth. A fourth was 2004 when Bangkok opened the subway system, and the fifth event was when the Mark 2.5 SkyTrain cars entered service into the Metro Vancouver. These are questions I asked my mom. This is the interview and the questions I asked my mom about how I was when I was a kid. I wrote down what she said, and I'll tell you what she said. I asked my mom, which parent did I go to more as a child? And she said her, like at the party, like in this picture to the right. When I was a kid, I followed her around everywhere, and I couldn't be around anyone else except her because I didn't feel comfortable. And she used to just take me with her and hold my hand the whole time. And when I asked her what was I like as a child, she said I was very curious and always had to have an answer to things and know the question, like have the answer to the question, and without it I couldn't, I wouldn't feel alright. And then I asked her how did I interact with kids, and she said like when we used to go to my neighborhood park right here, she said I used to make lots of friends and everybody liked me, and I was very happy as a kid. And then I asked her when I was a baby, how did I react when she left the room? She said that I used to get a little mad, but then I would find something to do, so I wouldn't get too riled up. And then when she came back, I was pretty happy. And then I asked her, was she a strict parent or lenient? And she said she was a little in between, like she was always watching me and making sure I was okay, but she didn't let me do anything bad. And she always kept a good eye on me. Like when we went to my sister's baseball game, I was wandering off and she came and got me and told me, don't do that. And that's the interview. When I was growing up and I was a little kid, like my parents had begun to separate, so my mom was always working to provide for us, and my dad was going through a tough time with the separation, so I didn't get to see him too much. So a lot of the times my older sister would kind of help raise me and take care of me. So I grew to look at her kind of like a mother figure and really grew to have a great bond with her. This is my older sister. Right. Okay. Well, my older sister is the taller one in the middle picture, and she like started to take care of me a lot more because my mom always had to work. She was always working, and I used to feel sad because I didn't get to see my mom too much, and she used to be tired when she got home. And I never got to see my dad, so I used to have a lot of resentment towards him, and it just made me realize that like you always have people who care about you and take care of you. And like when I was younger, I didn't like to be around my dad, but now I'm really cool with him and I love him and I appreciate everything my mom did. So at the time, I was very sad and resentful, but now I got over that and I feel much better. In my early childhood, from 2 through 6, I was in my sensory motor stage, and at this stage, I could not take care of myself or feed myself. I cannot express myself either. Only way I could get the message across that I was hungry was by crying or that I need to burp, or that I need my diaper changed was by crying. And I could not physically protect myself. I needed the help of my parents, and I needed the protection and support from my parents. During this stage, 9 through 12, I began to comprehend things more, understand more in school, be able to solve, answer problems, talk, express myself, understand what I was told. I also began to grow taller. Slowly, I began to grow facial hair. I also began to be able to uh, take care of myself better. Like, I could make myself food and different things. And I just began to mature. During my adolescent years, I began to want to be more sexually active. I get bigger, taller. I comprehend way more. I am close to being an adult, so I am beginning to take on responsibilities of an adult. I look for colleges and the next step in education, and I begin to grow in my education. I'm smarter, I'm faster, I can do more in school, like math wise, science wise, educational wise, physically. I'm just more physically uh better and mentally better. After I go through the stages all the way up to my 18th year, 18 through 21, my timeline. After high school, I will go to Cal State East Bay and get my BA in criminal justice. From 21 to 25 years, I will join the armed forces and then get my master's while I'm there. After my time is through, from 25 to 27, I will I will find my wife and I will marry her. From 26 to 27, 26 to 27, I will become a police officer with the LAPD, and I will be one of the best officers. I will also become a homicide detective after a few years on the force. From 27 to 29, after I've married my wife and we've been together for 2 years. After our marriage, we've been together for 2 years. Um, I will have a I will start having kids, and I will have up to 3 kids. From 27 through 45, I will continue to be a police officer, and I will put my kids through college, and I'll be a great husband to my wife. I'll be the best I can. I will retire early from all the money I've saved up over the years, and from 45 through 60 years old, sometime in between, I'll go through menopause, and I'll put my kids through college. 27 through 45, I'll just put them through high school. From 68 to 83, I will watch my kids be happily married and have kids of their own, and I'll be the great grandpa that buys them all the stuff and spoils them. And they come over my house every weekend, and I'll take care of them, and I'll teach them how to make lemonade and build stuff, and I'll take my grandsons fishing. So I'll just be a good granddad. From 85 to 92 years old, I will slowly begin to pass from old age till I pass away in my sleep. And my funeral will be really happy. They'll be playing Ratch music, and they'll be playing Two Live Crew. My funeral, and I'll be happy, and it'll be a good end to a life. Death means to me something happy. It's like depending on how you die, it could be sad, but I believe that there is something beyond death. I believe there is a heaven. There's a place where I'll see my Creator, my Savior, and I'll meet Him, and I'll be there with my wife, my mother, my grandmother, my ancestors, my kids, and I'll be able to talk with them and understand their experiences, and I'll be able to talk with my Creator, my Lord and Savior, and understand things that I can possibly understand here. And once I'm there, it'll be paradise. And I'll have no grief. I can stay happy with the woman I love forever. I can stay happy and praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ forever, and I'll have no doubts, no regrets, nothing but happiness in my life. So that's what I think of death.